incremental readings. So, incremental reading offers a happy ending. Please don't get the meaning, the second meaning that you're thinking with a massage. It doesn't go that way. What does that mean? Many people, many users start using or start learning incremental reading and move on. But for those users who keep going and they actually understand incremental reading and keep using incremental reading, there's always a happy ending. So, in this video we will see why a powerful reading method, incremental reading, remains largely under the radar. Why it's not famous. What is so niche, right? So there's a secret weapon. Many users in incremental reading keep incremental reading for themselves. Even to the extent that they create tools or even full-fledged software that more or less mimics Supermemo. It's more or less an incremental reading app, but they keep it for themselves. They don't share it. Then you could say that it's not the best example for Supermemo, but it's so you can understand the point. That, hey, I'm in college. I want better grades than my pals, so I can score higher, right? Your actual grade doesn't matter. It's the rank of the grade. So if you have a 9 out of 10, okay, doesn't tell me anything. But you are in the 2% percentile, hey, that is telling me something. In this case, is hey, I don't want other people to realize this super secret weapon, because then I will have a hard time beating my pals, right? Being the best in the school. So I want the best performance, but this will be for cramming. It's not what incremental reading is for. Or for professional ads. Instead of the academic is, I can get, process a lot of information, get the idea for a company, whatever. I think you get what I mean, right? So basically, that's so powerful that I don't want to share this power, because then I will be equal to others. What's the result? Low virality. People often attribute success to natural smarts, rather than learning a tool. So more or less a quote would be, we like taking credit for being smart rather than revealing our secret sauce. Because at the end of the day, with Supermemo, incremental reading, it's not about being smart. Remember, the IQ doesn't play a role in the success. At the beginning it makes a difference, but in the long term, the IQ, a factor in the formula that has importance. What has importance is using the technique in a well manner and consistently. That's the secret sauce. The endless hunger for learning. Growing knowledge and curiosity. So incremental reading fuels a positive loop. And the more reading leads to faster knowledge growth, which sparks even greater curiosity. It's a never-ending process. So why is a happy ending? Because you continually discover new insights. You maintain high retention. So whatever you have learned today, yesterday, last week, last month, last year, last decade, if you are a long-term user, you still have this in memory. And notice that, it's relevant, I have it with me. No. It's in a split second. It's actively in my brain. Not like, hey, you remember that movie, that, let me see it and see, No, it's not this thing. It's that, I do remember. I do know. And I can relate with similar ideas effortlessly. Then this will avoid boredom or burnout. So, more or less quote of what an enthusiast will say. The more you learn, the more you want to learn. Incremental reading just keeps feeding that fire. And the more you learn, the more you understand how little you know, how vast the knowledge is. So it's a positive feedback loop. I like to call it the pleasurable loop. It becomes pleasurable, you discover something related, that eureka moment, I never do that, and it's so fascinating. And then you can create this, that it is even dendritically bigger and bigger, happens more frequently, provides you more spark. So the feeling of the eureka is even intensified. So it's more intense and more frequent. I mean, it's a win-win. It becomes a happy ending because it is like wine that with age it gets better. Incremental reading, the process gets better with age. The more you use it for longer, the more value you will get from it. And even just the learning process, even let's say that there's some villain and remove your collection and all of the computers in the world so you cannot restore it. It's about the process. So even if you delete your collection, you will still feel this because it's now in your brain. Then what happens? It's an elite of few. It's a tiny community. The biggest community is Discord, who has 2,700 people, and 90% are lurkers, or just people who are there and not even lurk. So at some time they join and that's it. That's why you feel like the obligation. So an incremental reader, once you have fully experienced what it is, it's extremely pleasurable. You see it's so powerful in all of the senses, but now I'm just making the emphasis on the pleasurability, on the pleasure. And you see people just rewriting, doing mind maps, or whatever they see in YouTube. It's bro. It's not that you are getting an suboptimal result, which you do. It's that you are sad, you are bored to death. So it's not about the result, it's the process for you, it's tedious. It's the opposite side of the coin. It's the opposite reality. Then I feel that I should. That's why I do this channel and this course. That you should know that I feel the obligation to introduce people to incremental reading. That did you know you could spend less time, remember more, and not only that, which is performance. Not only that, you could even enjoy the entire process. It's life changing. It's life changing. So when you reach a certain level of mastery, I should say even beyond proficiency, you realize how valuable it can be for others, for humanity basically. So, great tools become greater when we pass them on. If it's from an elite, a very niche elite, I would like this to go mainstream. Then the challenge of spreading incremental reading. Okay, it is offers a happy ending. I can share it, but yeah. Perhaps it's your case. After you have done all of this course, you acquire a proficiency until you wanted to. It's easy, it's likely that, I want to introduce some friends, family, my partner to incremental reading. And you will fail miserably. It's very likely. It's very hard to teach. Has to be on its own. So I can have many videos showing the pros, the cons, the whatever. Get your curiosity. Communicate my my enthusiasm with this. But you, or the other person, has to take the first step. Be open to experience. It's okay, let me try it. If it doesn't have this mindset, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. Incremental reading is self-driven. It cannot become passive. So you cannot go to a classroom and teach incremental reading passively. It won't work. Because it's implemented for a different paradigm. That is self-directed learning or free learning. Why to low adoption? For the same thing. Mastery takes time. Even proficiency takes time. And people give up. And then you need to add the software that for now only Supermemo is implementing incremental reading. So it's Windows only, it's painfully old, has a lot of quirks, bugs, and so on. It's to us is adding a lot of layers. I have a similar question. Why barefoot walking is not mainstream. If it's healthy and it's actually the default for us, being with shoes is something artificial. We're not born with, not even evolved for. Our anatomy is to go barefoot. So you have the same analogy. Why most of the people are not going to do it, not even try it. Yes, you have to challenge the mainstream. People will stare at you, what you're doing. Oh, you will get injured, or you will get dirty, you will get infections or whatever, right? You have to challenge all of this. And then you realize, hey, it's not a big deal. Same with incremental reading. You will have to challenge most of the people you know, the dogma of the schooling you will always have seen. It takes a lot of challenge. Takes a lot. So then, a method so powerful demands commitment. You have also to use it almost every day. Yet, we give it in a chance to prove itself. Is what more or less the incremental reading mentor? So not a user, a mentor. What I do, let's say, with tutorials or like this, will happen. That yes, you can use incremental reading, learn how to do it, but in consistency. It's not something you do one weekend off. So then, very quickly, the lack of viral spread is because it's also not intuitive. So it takes not just time, but also a mental effort every time. And sometimes you don't even know, you have lost your curiosity, your land drive. So you don't even know what you want to read, what you want to learn, because there's no curriculum, right? So simplicity sells. But sometimes the deeper method is worth the effort. It's a lot easier to sell a subscription to Duolingo. You know what it is. You know what you're getting. You understand. Because it's very simple. But in incremental reading, what is this? Until you don't experience it yourself, it's, now I know what it is. So now if I go, in my case, I backtrack to 2020, when I bought Supermemo, is, whoa, what is this? And what a bargain is that? Only $60 or $70 for that. After I spent more than $50,000 in college across many different degrees. A bargain. A bargain. Then, why Supermemo or incremental reading, should I say, can still be life-changing? High retention and motivation. You remember most of what you want to learn, and it keeps you hooked because of the eureka moments and all of that, all of the land drive. The rewarding of learning what you want. Sustained curiosity. It's not that, okay, I achieve one goal, and that's it. Like, hey, my goal is to graduate. I have the diploma, I graduate, done. You're never done in incremental reading. Because you always have curiosity. There are endless possibilities. Endless. So, and there's too much information. There's information overflow. So even if you will live 100 lives, you will still run short of material. Even if you, let's say, reincarnate 100 times, you will still not have enough time to go through all of what you want. The knowledge is too vast. So, quote, knowledge that sticks brings the lasting sense of wonder. If you have only experience cramming or short-term learning, you don't know what this means. You haven't experienced that yet. Once you experience this, oh my God. The closest thing that I would suggest, if you're old enough, is nostalgia. Something very old, memories you have from old times when you're a kid or so on. This positive feeling of nostalgia, but instead of memories about yourself, are memories about knowledge. And it's that pleasurable. It's fascinating. Crazy fascinating. Then, what is your role? Share the secret. Once you love incremental reading, share it, as I do. Well, let's say I will be an outlier, let's say, but introduce people to your circle. Even if people move on, they don't get it. At least make the emphasis that, hey, It's not that I'm going to teach you incremental reading. You're going to try it yourself. You just have the resources. I hope with this channel, with this course, you'll have enough resources that you don't have to teach anyone. That, hey, if I want to, I can check and do it on my own. So the most important videos will be how I can communicate what incremental reading is. So you can make the effort preemptively as a leap of faith before you actually understand what it is. Because you need to do it. It's too complex. So then, quote, teach a method that makes knowledge bloom and you give the alignment of growth. That's why I think Piotr Wozniak, the creator of spaced repetition, incremental reading, and Supermemo, which implements those systems and methods, is wow. This is beyond earning a Nobel Prize. So imagine if this goes later on, even if it's post-mortem, at some degree metamorphosis with AI now, but the incremental reading and spaced repetition paradigms go mainstream. You have helped billions or millions of people not to pass an exam. That's bullshit. To acquire the knowledge they wanted, to pursue their freedom, to pursue their curiosity, their learn drive, for life, lifelong, not just a few months until I graduate, but for life. And transform it to whatever they want. Could be a self-taught programmer, a self-taught whatever. Can be anything. Imagine how you may feel that, oh wow, I contributed to that. Wow. So I only want my 2 cents. What I'm doing now. That is not mine. So the only thing I'm doing is just putting my touch. I'm not creating anything at all. I'm just reformatting what's already there. Because for me, it's an extremely happy ending. And I want this happy ending for everyone. Incremental reading equals joyful learning, pleasurable learning. Despite its power, it's not widely popular due to complexity and secrecy at some degree. Then, the takeaway that if you end up mastering incremental reading, embrace the happy ending experience, and consider spreading the word. The best quote, the best kept secret is reading isn't just speed or style, but the freedom to learn whatever we wish, whenever we wish, with no fear of forgetting. It's the best method in every single dimension. You get the most quantity of learning material processed, the most quantity of memorized stuff, the highest quality, the retrievability, it's the quickest, and with the highest semantic quality, that, oh, this makes sense with this, it's connected. It's not that just I can recall isolated facts like a parrot. And it's the most pleasurable. The only thing where it not wins is on the learning process, that it takes a while to get familiar with it. Other than that, it's the best for humans. Incremental reading offers a happy ending. So more or less I would say, if incremental reading is not for you, should I say, or you have given up incremental reading, my more sincere condolences, because you don't know what you're missing. What you could have achieved, the extreme pleasure every single day, the rewarding of the knowledge, like remember, like some sort of nostalgia. Remember feeling this nostalgia every single day. A superpower. That's all for now. There are more than 1,000 videos about incremental reading in this channel. That's for a reason. See you incremental.